I take this opportunity to welcome our principal ma'am, headmistress ma'am, Runa ma'am, our coordinator, Anuradha ma'am, teachers, and our very dear children to English elocution of classes 1 and 2. Today is a special day. Like every year, we have elocution competition on stage. This year, it is different. You children will be performing on a digital platform. And we know you all are very anxious to recite your poems. But before we do that, the lighting of lamp will take place, followed by our school song.
आत्मदीप जलाओ अपने मन मंदिर में आत्मदीप जलाओ आत्मदीप जलाओ कोटि सूर्य सम तेज स्वरूपा कोटि सूर्य सम तेज स्वरूपा अपने मन में दिव्य स्वरूपा अपने मन में दिव्य स्वरूपा आत्मदीप जलाओ आत्मदीप जलाओ दिव्य ज्योति ज्ञान ज्योति प्रेम ज्योत जलाओ आत्मदीप जलाओ आत्मदीप जलाओ
I now request our headmistress ma'am to address this gathering.
Namaste. Warm greetings to Principal Ma'am, Headmaster Sir, all our parents, colleagues, esteemed judges, and our dear children. Here we meet again to hear you all reciting the poems. I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the teachers and the parents for training our children. I would like to thank my colleagues for organizing this wonderful event. A big thank you to Shomitra sir for the guidance and technical help. Thank you Anuradha ma'am for your overall guidance and motivation. Wishing all the participants good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words of encouragement. Children, today we have two wonderful teachers with us. And do you know, they are going to be our judges today. And they will be judging this event. First is Debbie ma'am. She teaches class 5. And children look forward to be in class. And do you know, children, she even makes the children laugh so much and they love to be in her class. Next is Parumita ma'am. She teaches class 3. Yes. And do you know, she is a perfectionist. And children are very eager to learn so much from her. You know, they have judged so many elocution competitions before. And today our scorer is Sharmishta ma'am. She is also a very good teacher. She is going to calculate marks, plus and minus, give the marks given by the judges. And she will do it very quickly. So, and you know, you will be meeting all of them once you join back school. So now, without further delay, let's begin. The first participant is Asian White from 1A. Asian White from 1A.
I am Mohammed Isyan White from class 1A. Today I am going to recite a poem called My Teacher Took My iPod by Ken Nesbitt. My teacher took my iPod. She said they had a rule. I couldn't bring it into class or even to the school. She said she would return it. I'd have it back that day. But then she tried my headphones on and gave a click on play. She looked a little startled, but after just a while, she made sure we were occupied and cracked a wicked smile. Her body started swaying. Her toes began to tap. She started grooving in her seat and rocking to the rap. My teacher said she changed her mind. She thinks it's now okay to bring my iPod into class. She takes it every day. Thank you.
Isyan, that was a very nice presentation. But you know, in Heritage School, we don't get any iPod. Okay, so iPad to school. Okay, that was a wonderful performance. Next participant is Eshana Dasgupta from 1A. Eshana Dasgupta.
My name is Ashana Dasgupta and I'm from class 1A. Today I'm going to recite a poem called My Puppy Makes Pizza by Ken Nesbitt. My puppy makes pizza. He bakes every day. In chef's hat and apron, he's quite the gourmet. He will roll out some dough and he will give it a toss. Then spread on a generous topping of sauce. He will heap it with cheeses and mountains of meat. But still, it's not something you'd probably eat. For though he makes pizza with obvious flair, it all ends up covered with slop and hair. Thank you.
Very well said, Eshana. Excellent. Now, our next participant is Arav Das from 1B.
I am
Arav Das.
From class 1B. Today I am going to recite a poem called My Robots Misbehaving by Ken Nesbitt. My robots misbehaving. It won't do as I say. It will not dust the furniture or put my toys away. My robot never helps me with homework or my chores. It doesn't do my laundry and neglects to clean my floors. It claims it can't cook dinner. It never makes my bed. No matter what I ask of it, It simply shakes its head. My robot must be broken. I need to get another. Until that day, I have to say, I am glad I have my mother. Thank you.
The next participant is from 1B, Srisa Ray.
I am Srisha Ray from class 1B. I am going to recite a poem, Running Late by Ken Nesbitt. I overslept. I'm running late. My mom is making such a fuss. If I so much as hesitate, I probably will miss the bus. I grab my socks and underwear and quickly put on all my clothes. I haven't time to comb my hair or brush my teeth or blow my nose. I run like crazy down the street. I check my watch. It's almost 8. I wish I'd had some more to eat. But man, I simply can't be late. I barely make it there in time to miss the bus. Would not be cool. I wouldn't mind, except that I'm the girl who drives the kids to school. Thank you.
Very well said, Srisha. And now the next participant is Aradhya Jalan from 1C. Aradhya Jalan, 1C.
My name is Aradhya Jalan. I'm from 1C. Today I am going to recite the poem Being Brave at Night by Edgar Guest. The other night, about 2 o'clock, or maybe it was 3, an elephant with shining tusks came chasing after me. His trunk was waving in the air in spouting jets of steam, and he was out to eat me up. But still, I didn't scream or let him see that I was scared. A better thought I had. I just escaped from where I was and crawled in bed with Dad. One time, there was a giant who was horrible to see. He had 3 heads and 20 arms, and he came after me. And red hot fire came from his mouth, and every hand was red. And he declared he'd grind my bones and make them into bread. But I was just too smart for him. I fooled him mighty bad. Before his hands could collar me, I crawled in bed with Dad. I ain't scared of nothing that comes pestering me at night. Once I was chased by 40 ghosts, all shimmery and white, and I just raced them round the room and let them think maybe I'd have to stop and rest a while when they could capture me. Then, when they leapt onto my bed, oh gee, but they were mad to find that I had slipped away and crawled in bed with Dad. No giants, ghosts, or elephants have dared to come in there. 'Cause if they did, he'd beat them up and chase them to their lair. They just hang around the children's rooms and snap and snarl and bite and laugh if they can make them yell for help with all their might. But I don't ever yell out loud. I'm not that sort of a lad. I slip from out the covers and crawl in bed with Dad. Thank you.
Wonderful, Aradhya. You said it so well. Now, the next participant is Anjika Bhomik. And it happens to be her birthday today. and she's very excited about it. Anjika Bhomik from 1C.
My name is Anjika Bhomik. I am from class 1C. Today I am going to recite a poem named Be Glad Your Nose is on Your Face by Jack Prelatsky. Be glad your nose is on your face, not pasted on some other place. For if it were where it is not, you might dislike your nose a lot. Imagine if your precious nose was sandwiched between your toes. That clearly would not be a treat for you to be forced to smell with your feet. Your nose would be a source of dread were it attached atop your head. It soon would drive you to despair, forever tickled by your hair. Within your ear, your nose would be an absolute catastrophe. When you were obliged to sneeze, your brain would rattle from the breeze. Your nose, instead, through thick and thin, remains between your eyes and chin, not pasted on some other place. Be glad your nose is on your face. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjika. Thank God we have our nose right over here on our face. You said it so well. Next participant is Meher Barman from 1D. Meher Barman.
I am Meher Burman from class 1D. I will recite the poem Crocodile's Toothache by Shel Silverstein. Oh, the crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair. And the dentist said, "Now tell me, sir, what does it hurt and where?" And the crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth." And he opened his jaws so wide, that the dentist's teeth lined right inside. And the dentist laughed. "Oh, isn't this fun?" As he pulled the teeth out one by one, and the crocodile cried, "You are hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go." But the dentist just laughed with a "ho, ho, ho." And he said, "I still have 12 to go." Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. But what's one crocodile's tooth, more or less? Then suddenly the jaws went snap, and the dentist was gone right off the map. And where he went, one could only guess. To north or south or east or west. He left no forwarding address. But what's one dentist, more or less? Thank you.
Very well said, Meher. I think it was wonderful. And do you know, even I have a toothache today. I don't want to meet that crocodile at the dentist. So, our next participant is Kavyansh Mot from 1D. Kavyansh Mot from 1D.
I am Kavya Mode of class 1D. Today I'm going to recite the poem called Something's There and is written by Barbara Vance. There is something down beneath my bed. What is it? I am not quite sure.
but they slowly just arrived there. I noticed it before. My mother says it's nothing. My father shakes his head. I guess they don't believe the thing beneath my bed. I'm sure it's waiting till I turn out the last light and settle on my pillows for a very long dark night. And when I'm softly drowsing and my mind is fast asleep, out from underneath my bed, something they will creep. In the morning, they'll be sorry. When they'll find my book empty, they'll know they should have listened, that I was speaking truthfully, and they forever mourn the day they simply didn't care. Always look under their bed for something might be dead. Thank you.
Kavyansh, even I'm going to check what is under my bed tonight. But you said it so well. Brilliant. Our next participant is Devesh Singhi from 1E. Devesh Singhi from 1E.
I'm David Singhi from class 1E. Today I'm going to recite a poem, Happy Chef by Barbara White. I'm a dynamite baker. Just look at my cake. Of course it's well in number. A minor mistake. And sample my cookies. They are charred, but you see, they still taste like chocolate. Just slightly crispy. And please try a muffin. The recipe is new. The dough wouldn't rise to its blueberry scoop. Not how the cooking book said it would be, but it's new. And it's better. Just try it and you'll see. I've unnoticed my scolding. Previous try. You just never guess. It's my very first try. Thank you.
Well said, Devesh. Our next participant is Vanika Jain from 1E. Vanika Jain from 1E.
I am Vanika Jain from class 1E. Today I am going to recite a poem called Raking Leaves by Barbara Vance. I raked the leaves on our front lawn. It took all afternoon. I started round 1:30 and said I'll be done soon. But once I saw how more leaves fell each time I made a pie, I quickly saw this outdoor chore was going to take a while. And so I did what my dad said, a winner does to win. I studied that great pile of leaves and then I jumped right in. Thank you.
Well said, Vanika. Wonderful. Now, the next participant is Aryaman Sarogi from 1F. Aryaman Sarogi from 1F.
I am Aryaman Saragi from 1F. I am going to recite a poem titled I Am Building a Rocket by Ken Nesbitt. I am building a rocket. As soon as I am done, I am taking my friends on a trip to the sun. But what do you mean that the sun is too hot? Oh, well, I suppose I'll just pick a new spot. I am building a rocket. I'm finishing soon and taking my friends on a trip to the moon. But what do you mean that the moon is no air? Well, dang, then I guess that we can't go up there. I am building a rocket. It's going to fly. I am taking my friends way up high in the sky. But what do you mean when you ask how we land? This rocket, it's harder to build than I planned. To heck with the rocket, it's out in the shed. I am taking my friends out for pizza instead. Thank you.
Very well said, Aryaman. But if you decide to build a rocket, you better take some of the teachers of Heritage School, okay? Thank you, dear. And now it is Arna Jain from 1F.
I'm Arna Jain from class 1F. Today I'm going to recite a poem titled My Big Fat Cat by Christian Matthew. I own a big fat cat, the fattest for miles around. Wherever there's a lot of food, that's where he will be found. He is really good at eating. It's a talent, I suppose. I'm sure if he keeps at it, he would win the talent shows. His favorite room is the kitchen. I'm sure we all know why. He eats just about everything. So that's why I would like to tell you, teacher, I would like to tell you straight. I might have accidentally dropped my homework on his plate. Thank you.
Well said, Arna. Thank you so much. And our next participant is Nevan Goenka from 1G. Nevan Goenka.
I am Nivan Goenka from class 1G and I am going to recite a poem. All My Great Excuses by Ken Nesbitt. I started on my homework, but my pen ran out of ink. My hamster ate my homework. My computer's on the brink. I accidentally dropped it in the soup my mom was cooking. My brother flushed it down the toilet when I wasn't looking. My mother ran my homework through the washer and the dryer. An airplane crashed into our house. My homework caught on fire. Tornadoes blew my notes away. Volcanoes struck our town. My notes were taken hostage by an evil killer clown. Some aliens abducted me. I had a shark attack. A pirate swiped my homework and refused to give it back. I worked on these excuses so darn long. My teacher said, I think you find it easier to do the work instead. Thank you.
Exactly, Nevan. You have to do your homework and on time. Very well said. And now our next participant is Paige from 1G.
My name is Paige Clay Bukhari. I am from class 1G. Today I'm going to recite a poem. Daddy's Making Dinner by Jeff Mondeck. Daddy's making dinner. I've seen it all before. French fries, black and burning, and meatloaf on the floor. Daddy's making dinner. The sugar bowl just broke. Fido ate the gravy, the house was filled with smoke. Daddy's making dinner, but I'm not the one to mourn. Soon he will surrender and go pick up the phone. Daddy's making dinner. Today's my lucky day. Dinner's in the trash can and pizza's on the way. Thank you.
Very well said, Paige. Next time you tell Daddy to make something nice and we shall all come to your house. Thank you so much, Paige. And now the next participant is Krishiv Agarwal from 1H. Krishiv Agarwal.
Krishiv Agarwal from class 1H. Today I'm going to recite a poem called Saw My Teacher on a Saturday, written by Dave Crawley. Saw my teacher on a Saturday. I can't believe it's true. I saw her buying groceries like normal people do. She reached for bread and she turned around. And then she caught my eye. She gave a smile and said, "Hello." I thought that I would die. "Oh, hi. Hello, Miss Appleton." I mumbled like a fool. I guess I thought that teacher had spent all the time at school. To make the situation worse, my mom was at my side. So many rows of jars and cans. So little room to hide. Oh, please, I thought. Don't tell my mom I did yesterday. I closed my eyes and held my breath and hoped she would go away. Some people think it's fine to let our teachers walk about, but when it comes to Saturdays, we shouldn't let them out. Thank you.
Very well said, Krishiv. Good. And our last participant is Rudrani Mukherjee from 1H.
I am Rudrani from class 1H. Today I recite to you My Mother Took Me to the Mall by Ken Nesbitt. My mother took me to the mall, visit old Saint Nick. She wanted me upon his knee to snap our yearly pic. We do it every Christmas, but this year I changed my mind. I thought I'd like a photo of a slightly different kind. I didn't sit on Santa's lap or climb up his chair, despite the fact that Santa was the reason we were there. Instead, I grabbed my mother's phone and ran up to an elf and snapped a photograph with Santa's helper and myself. My mother looked confused, but I just grinned from ear to ear and said, I took an elfie for my Christmas pic this year. Thank you.
Very well said, Rudrani. Good girl. And now here we come to an end of class 1 elocution. Now I request Mandeep ma'am to take over for class 2 elocution. Mandeep ma'am.
Thank you, Supriya ma'am. After that lovely performance by class 1, I'm sure the judges will have a very tough time taking a decision. Respected judges, it's my pleasure to present before you the English elocution of class 2. Today we are gathered here to celebrate words in verse by our little babies who will gradually learn that we don't need magic to change the world. Poetry can do that for us. So let's begin a magical journey with our little ones. I first of all invite Amantrika Mandal of class 2A to come and recite her poem. Amantrika Mandal.
I'm Amantrika Mandal from class 2A. Today I'm going to recite a poem called On Top of Spaghetti by Jack Pilotsky. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor. And then my poor meatball rolled right out the door. It rolled in a garden and under a bush. And then my poor meatball was nothing but mush. The mush was as tasty could be. Early next summer, it grew into a tree. The tree was all covered with beautiful moss. It grew lovely meatballs in a tomato sauce. So if you like spaghetti, all covered with cheese, hold on to your meatballs and don't ever sneeze. Achoo! Thank you.
Thank you, Amantrika. That was lovely. I now call upon Adidev Bose of class 2A to come and recite his poem.
I am Adidev Bose from class 2A. Today I am going to recite the poem All My Great Excuses by Ken Nesbitt. I started on my homework, but my pen ran out of ink. My hamster ate my homework. My computer's on the blink. I tripped and dropped my homework in the soup my mom was cooking. My brother flushed it down the toilet when I wasn't looking. My mother ran my homework through the washer and the dryer. An airplane crashed into our house. My homework caught on fire. Tornadoes blew my nose away. Volcanoes rocked our town. My books were taken hostage by an evil killer clown. Some aliens abducted me. I had a shark attack. A pirate swiped my homework and refused to give it back. I worked on these excuses so darn long, my teacher said. I think you'll find it easier to do the work instead. Thank you.
Thank you, Adidev. That was really wonderful. And I think you should take the advice of your teacher. I now invite upon Kushankur Mandal of class 2B to come and recite his poem.
My name is Kushankur Mandal from class 2B. Today I am going to recite the poem The Crocodile's Toothache by Shel Silverstein. The Crocodile's Toothache. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair. And the dentist said, "Now tell me, sir, why does it hurt and where?" And the crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth." And he opened his jaws so wide, that the dentist, he climbed right inside. And the dentist laughed. "Oh, isn't this fun?" As he pulled the teeth out one by one. And the crocodile cried, "You're hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go." But the dentist just laughed with a ho ho ho. "I still have 12 to go." Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. But what's one crocodile's tooth? More or less. Suddenly, The jaws went snap, and the dentist was gone, right off the map. Where he went, one could only guess. To north or south, or east or west. He left no forwarding address, but was one dentist, more or less. Thank you.
Thank you, Kushankul. That was really well said. I now call upon Ahan Jori Rane of class 2B to come and recite his poem.
My name is Ahanchori Rane from class 2B. Today I will be reciting for you Heroes Surround Us by Beverly A. Favreau. Once upon a time, not so long ago, in a place far away came COVID. Oh no, this corona, it proved, was a very strong virus, bringing illness to some, then too many around us. And before we knew it, it had spread to our town, shutting down businesses, turning lives upside down. Suddenly, rapidly, started the changes. A different life began for those of all ages, for teams of all sports. The seasons were stopping, while only for groceries could people go shopping. With hairdressers closed, long hair was in view, and restaurants had to bring food out to you. While weeks dragged on and time slowly passed by, more people got sick and many more died. But then a new awareness started to grow. They realized the true meaning of the word hero. Grocery store workers provide us with food. Delivery truck drivers improve our sad mood. Teachers Zoom lessons to every age kid. Homeschool could last longer, heaven forbid. And speaking of lessons, here's one they have learned that heroes surround us, our respect they have earned, and everyone can be one at any age. Just give help to others and hold back your rage. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahan. That was so beautifully said. And yes, we have to defeat the corona together. I now invite upon Bhumi Surekha of class 2C to come and recite her poem.
My name is Bhumi Surekha. I am going to recite a poem called My Mother Does My Homework by Ken Nesbitt. My mother does my homework. She thinks it's loads of fun. She says that she's just helping me. But soon enough, it's done. We sit down at the dinner table every single night. She answers all my questions and she always gets them right. And now and then, she'll tell me I should go and take my bath. When I'll get back, I'll find she's done my science and my math. You'd think I'd be overjoyed to never have to work. But every time she helps me out, I nearly go berserk. I ask if I can do it, but she shrugs off my request. So all my grades are crummy since she doesn't take my test. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhumi. Very well spoken. Our next participant is Ojas Karamkar from class 2C.
My name is Ojas Karmakar and I am from class 2C. Today I will be reciting a poem, The Two Little Fish. Poet unknown. Two little fish in a goldfish dish swam round and round about. One was thin with a tiny face, and the other was fat and stout. The thin one said, "Please mind my head, you take up too much space. And please don't trouble to blow a bubble right into my face." The fat one cried, "I'll keep one side, and you can keep the other. But though I'm stout, you'll soon find out how much you miss me, brother." So the two little fish in a goldfish dish stayed very far apart. They both grew thinner, they ate no dinner. They were so sad at heart. It was no fun for either one. "Let's make it up," they cried. They shook a fin, both fat and thin, and swam off side by side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ojas. That was very well said. I now call upon our next participant, Samira Siddhanta of 2D, to come and recite her poem.
My name is Meera Siddhanta. I'm from class 2D. Today I will recite a poem named Saw My Teacher on a Saturday by Emily Mendoza. Saw my teacher on a Saturday. I can't believe it's true. I saw her buying groceries like normal people do. She reached for bread and turned around, and then she caught my eye. She gave a smile and said hello. I thought I would die. "Oh, hi, hello, Miss Appleton." I mumbled like a fool. I guess I thought that teacher types spent all their time at school. To make the situation worse, my mom was at my side. So many rows of jars and cans, so little room to hide. "Oh, please," I thought, "don't tell my mom what I did yesterday." I closed my eyes and held my breath and hoped she'll go away. Some people think it's fine to let our teachers walk about, but when it comes to Saturdays, they shouldn't let them out. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very well spoken. I now call upon our next participant, Abhimita Majumdar, to come and recite her poem.
I am Abhimita Majumdar, and I am going to recite "Daddy Fell into the Pond" by Alfred Noyes. Everyone grumbled. The sky was grey. We had nothing to do and nothing to say. We were nearing the end of a dismal day, and then there seemed to be nothing beyond. Then Daddy fell into the pond, and everyone's face grew merry and bright, and Timothy danced for sheer delight. "Give me the camera, quick, oh quick, he's crawling out of the duckweed." Click. Then the gardener suddenly slapped his knees and doubled up, shaking silently. The ducks all quacked as if they were daft, and it sounded like as if old Drake laughed. Oh, there wasn't a thing that didn't respond when Daddy fell into the pond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abhimita. You spoke very well. I now call upon Ibna Sangla Jamir of class 2E to come and recite her poem.
I'm Imna Sangla Jamia from class 2E. The poem I'm going to recite is The Day the World Changed by Riley George. Something happened to the world today. A nasty bug called COVID came to stay. They told us to wash our hands and it might go away, but it was not enough to keep the bug at bay. Lockdown was scary, it made me cry. I did not want anyone I knew to die. Schools were closed and shops shut too. At first, I gave a big woohoo, but then we were told to stay at home. And soon I began to moan and groan. Being with my family keeps me safe and well. It takes my sad feelings away. I wish it was over and it was like before. I will never forget the day the world changed. The memories I have will always remain. Thank you.
Thank you, Imna Sangla. That was very said, very well. And yes, it's true. Our lives have been totally upside down. They have been turned like that. But hopefully, things will improve. I now call upon Letitia Tibriwal to come and say her poem.
My name is Latisha Tibriwal. Today I am going to recite a poem called The Vampire, written by Jack Prelutsky. The night is still and somber, and in the murky gloom, arisen from his slumber, the vampire leaves his tomb. His eyes are pools of fire. His skin is icy white, and blood is one desire, swore begotten night. Then through the silent city he makes his silent way, prepared to take no pity upon his hapless prey. An open window beckons. He grins a huge grin, and pausing not 1 second, he swiftly climbs within. And there, beneath her covers, his victim lies asleep. With fangs agleam, he hovers, and with those fangs bites deep. The vampire drinks to sated, oozes every pore, and then his thirst abated, licks clean the dripping gore, with powers now replenished. His thirst no longer burns. His quest this night is finished. So to his tomb he turns. And there, a while in silence, he'll beneath the mud until, with thoughts of violence, he wakes and utters blood. Thank you.
Thank you, Letitia. That was scary. I hope we never ever come across any vampire. I now call upon Ahan Singhania of class 2F to come and say his poem.
My name is Ahan Singhania and I am from class 2F. Today I shall be reciting a poem, The Toy Box Eat My Brother by Jeff Mondak. The race was on to get a toy and Thomas was the winner. He beat me to the toy box and ended up as dinner. The toy box ate my brother, 'cause he made a tragic blunder. He entered with a headfirst dive and quickly got pulled under. He kicked his feet and called my name, while our toy box drooled and slurped. I knew dear Thomas was no more when that toy box loudly burped. No toy box can be trusted. So I make this solemn promise. I'll rid the world of all of them in memory of poor Thomas. I know you must be frightened. So I'll help you, girls and boys. You shape your toy box off to me along with all your toys. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahan. That was wonderful. Our next participant is Dia Bajaj from class 2F.
I am Dia Bajaj from class 2F. Today I'm going to recite a poem. Last night I dreamt of chickens by Jack Lusky. Last night I dreamt of chickens. There were chickens everywhere. They were standing on my stomach. They were nesting in my hair. They were pecking at my pillow. They were hopping on my head. They were ruffling up their feathers as they raced about my bed. They were on the chairs and tables. They were on the shaggy ears. They were roosting in the corners. They were clucking in my ears. There was chicken, chicken, chicken for as far as I could see. When I woke up today, I noticed there were eggs on top of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dia. I now call upon Kiara Carrera from class 2G to come and recite her poem.
I am Chiara Carrera from class 2G. Today I am going to recite a poem for you called The Terrible Thing About Cindy by Barbara Vance. The terrible thing about Cindy is she packs a powerful punch. I learned this yesterday at school when I tried to take her lunch. I had only meant to tease her, to make her squeal and twist. The last thing I expected was a calculated fist. She socked me in the stomach. She's more than slightly deft, and she sent me stumbling to my knees as she snatched her lunch and left. After that, I was quite sorry I had tussled with her pro. I wish my friends had told me that she practiced taekwondo. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiara. You said very well. And I hope we never come across Cindy. My next participant is Ishan Basak from class 2G.
I am Ishan Bashak from class 2G. Today I am going to recite a poem, If I Was a Superhero by Sally Gray. If I was a superhero, I would definitely fly, arms outstretched, racing birds in the sky. If I was a superhero, I'd have special powers like extra strong legs for jumping over towers. If I was a superhero, I'd save all the ocean with my secret and magical cleaning up potions. If I was a superhero, I'd save all the trees and the mountains and rivers, the birds and the bees. If I was a superhero, I'd help all the poor, give them food and make them hungry no more. If I was a superhero, I am sure you will agree the world will be better because of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishan. That was lovely. With this, we come to an end of class 2 elocution also. And while the judges are busy calculating, there are some children who are also very good. And I will now ask them to recite their poem. Our first participant is Sana Chaudhary. I would want her to come and say her poem.
I am Sana Chaudhary from class 1C and I'm going to recite a poem called Are You Curious by Quentin Jones. Are you curious? Would you like to know? Do you ever wonder why cat eyes glow? Are you curious why a cheetah has spots or how a sailor ties his knots? It is fantastic to use your brain to think or ponder about the rain. So please be curious and ask why. It can make you smarter if you try. Thank you.
Thank you, Sana. I now call upon Vedant Chaudhary to recite his poem.
I'm Vedant Chaudhary from class 1A. I'm going to be reciting a poem called Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Thank you, Vedant. Very well said. I now call upon Shinoy Mitra to come and say his poem.
I am Shana Mitra and I am from class 2C. Today I am going to recite a poem called The Two Little Fish by poet unknown. The two little fish in a goldfish dish swam round and round about. One was thin with a tiny fin, and the other was fat and stout. The thin one said, "Please mind my head. You take up too much space, and please don't trouble to blow a bubble right into my face." The fat one cried, "I'll keep one side, and you can keep the other. But though I'm stout, you'll soon find out how much you miss me, brother." So the two little fish in a goldfish dish stayed very far apart. They both grew thinner. They ate no dinner. They were so sad at heart. It was no fun for either one. "Let's make it up," they cried. They shook a fin, both fat and thin, and swam off side by side. Thank you.
Thank you, Shinoy. I now call upon Oishani Ghosh of class 2C to come and recite.
I am Vishani Ghosh from class 2C. Today I will recite a poem named The Table and the Chair by Edward Lear. Said the table to the chair, "You can hardly be aware how I suffer from the heat and from chilblains on my feet. If we took a little walk, we might have a little talk. Pray, let us take the air," said the table to the chair. Said the chair unto the table,
Now you know we are not able. How foolishly you talk. When you know we cannot walk. Said the table with a sigh. It can do no harm to try. I have as many legs as you. Why can't we walk on two? So they both went slowly down and walked about the town with a cheerful bumpy sound as they toddled round and round, and everybody cried as they hastened to their side. See, the table and the chair have come out to take the air, but in going down an alley to a castle in a valley, they completely lost their way and wandered all the day till to see them safely back, they paid the ducky quack and a beetle and a mouse who took them to their house. Then they whispered to each other, "Oh, delightful little brother, what a lovely walk we have taken. Let us dine on beans and bacon." So the ducky and the little brownie mousey and the beetle dined and danced upon their heads till they toddled to their beds. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishani. You spoke very well. And the last participant for the day is Arab Jha of class 2A.
I am Arat Jha from class 2A. Today, I will recite a poem called Homework, Oh Homework by Jack Rilotsky. Homework, oh homework, I hate you, you stink. I wish I could wash you away in the sink. If only a bomb would explode you to bits. Homework, oh homework, you're giving me fits. I'd rather take baths with a man-eating shark or wrestle a lion alone in the dark. Eat spinach and liver, pet 10 porcupines, can tackle the homework that my teacher assigns. Homework, oh homework, you're last on my list. I simply can't see why you even exist. If you just disappeared, it would tickle me pink. Homework, oh homework, I hate you, you stink. Thank you.
Thank you, Arab. I'm sure you spoke what most children would deep down think like that. No homework. Thank you very much. We have the results with us, and I'm now going to request Anuradha ma'am to announce the results.
Good evening, children. Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, teachers. Good evening, Runa ma'am. I must say I had a very, very wonderful evening, and everyone spoke so beautifully today that I'm sure the judges had a very, very difficult time choosing the winners. Children, and what impressed me most was that some of you have lost your teeth, and in spite of that you spoke so smartly and so bravely, and your speech was so clear. I really loved it. So since this is a competition, some children have to be winners, but let me tell you, all of you are winners. Every one of you is a champion, because it takes a lot of courage to stand in front of so many people and speak. You were wonderful. But just for the sake of this competition, may I just announce the winners. In first, class 1, in first place, we have Paige Claire Bukhari of 1G. Very well done. We also have Krishiv Agarwal of 1H. He has also come first. And in third place, we have Mohammed Izyan White of Class 1A, and along with him, Ishana Dasgupta of 1A. She is also third. So these are the winners of Class 1, and the winners of Class 2 are, we have in first position Latisha Tibrewal of Class 2E. In second position, we have Smira Siddhanta of Class 2D. And in third position, we have Bhumi Surekha of Class 2C. So that is the result. But let me tell you that a very, very big round of applause is due for each one of you. You've done very, very well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now request our judge, Debbie ma'am, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mandip ma'am. Dear principal ma'am, members of the audience, Runa ma'am, Anuradha ma'am, and my dear, dear friends. First and foremost, I thank you all for giving me an opportunity of, having a delightful time by putting up such a wonderful performance. It was amazing to hear each and every one of you speak with such clarity, such good expression, playing with your voice to suit the roles, and most importantly, as Anuradha ma'am said, speak with so much confidence. I enjoyed thoroughly being transported to a different world, a world of imagination in which I picturized what happened when daddy fell into the pond, or when daddy made breakfast for you. What happened to the crocodile when it went visiting the dentist? Or last but not the least, what do teachers do on Saturdays? Are they humans? Every piece was well chosen, t-shirts, every piece was well presented, and it was a lot of fun. Judging, as you know, is always a very, very difficult task. And especially today, as you know, each and every one of you spoke so well that it was really difficult for us to judge. So congratulations to every participant and to every teacher who was responsible for training them. Thank you, Supriya ma'am and Mandeep ma'am, Anuradha ma'am, Runa ma'am, for giving me an opportunity to be a judge. And the results have already been announced. And all those who have not participated in the elocution today, here is a word of advice. If you aspire to be a part of the elocution, start practicing right from now. It is not difficult. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Debbie ma'am. I now call upon Paramita ma'am to say a few words.
A very good evening to everyone. It gave me immense pleasure listening to the little ones saying their poems with such spirit and confidence. Every child is gifted, and they just unwrap their packages at different times. Today's elocution by these young ones just proves that you can achieve anything if you put your mind and soul to it. Children, I would like to congratulate each one of you for your performance today. It was simply splendid. A special thank you to the teachers who trained these children, holding their hands and making them bloom in their own way. A big thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is my proud privilege to extend our sincere thanks to our principal ma'am, our headmistress, Runa ma'am, our coordinator, Anuradha ma'am, for always encouraging and motivating us, our esteemed judges, Debbie ma'am and Paramita ma'am, Tanushri ma'am, a big thank you for guiding us, Sharmishta ma'am, for calculating in a jiffy all the children's marks, and last but not the least, we have to thank Sumitra sir, who has taken out his valuable time and for organizing this Zoom meeting. With this, we come to an end of the program. Thank you, everyone.